Welcome to our deep dive. This one uh, takes us to South Africa, Soweto, to be exact.
Yeah.
We're diving into a fictional story about a group of people, their lives kind of intertwining in ways they never thought possible.
You know what strikes me? It's a made-up story, but it really captures those universal desires, that yearning for belonging, for purpose, for happiness.
Yeah, for sure. There's this undercurrent of searching, and it all comes together, around this awesome project.
Project playing games.
Exactly. And the name itself, right? It hints at this transformative power of play. Like it's not just fun and games, it's deeper.
Yeah, it's a catalyst for personal growth, but also for the community, for everyone.
Okay, so picture this. A scavenger hunt, like The Amazing Race, but through Soweto. We meet Naledi, coming out of depression, and she finds herself drawn to photography.
And we have got Infinello. A little cynical at first, he's struggling to find his place, and a chance encounter at a Nike center, plus his love for music, kind of nudges him towards project playing games. Yeah, his journey is especially interesting. It speaks to those lucky chances. Sometimes what we're searching for, it finds us when we least expect it.
Absolutely. And then there's Buster,
Yeah.
the bartender. He's got this passion for gardening, which leads him to create this butterfly garden at the old factory.
That's right.
But here's the twist. This little project, it turns into this thriving landscaping business.
Color through flowers.
A color through flowers. It shows us sometimes following our interests, even if they seem like hobbies, can lead us down these unexpected paths.
The story is like a whisper, reminding us to be open to life's little detours. You never know where you'll end up.
I love that. It makes me think of Naledi. And that moment, she realizes she's not held back by depression anymore. And it's not just a plot point. It speaks to something deeper,
Yeah.
that impact of finding something that just reignites your spirit.
Yeah, and her transformation, it doesn't happen overnight. It's gradual. It's fueled by her involvement in the project, her friendship with Tiru, her passion for photography. It just makes it feel so much more real.
For sure. And it's not just individual transformations either. There's this ripple effect. Kids are inspired to start YouTube channels. Older folks share stories. Even some of the wealthier community members offer support. Like, it really shows how positive energy can be contagious, right?
It's fascinating. The story really highlights how we're all interconnected. One person's actions, like Tiru deciding to invest in that abandoned factory, it sets off this chain reaction that touches so many lives.
Speaking of connections, we've got Olga, the journalist from New York. She's drawn into this world and ends up interviewing Tumi. This spirited 10-year-old loves butterflies for her YouTube channel.
Olga's journey, it mirrors some of the themes in Soweto. She reevaluates her own life, her priorities, especially that question of starting a family. It raises the question for us, too. How often do we actually stop and question our own paths? What truly makes us happy?
Yeah, it's like the story's encouraging us all, listeners too, right? To go on our own journey of self-discovery.
Absolutely.
And speaking of journeys, we have to talk about A Night Under the Stars at Gold Reef City, the grand finale of Project Playing Games. Just imagine the energy, the excitement.
The culmination of it all.
It is, and even in this joyous celebration, there's a twist. The gate crashers,
Oh, yeah.
they weren't officially invited to the event. It really tested Tyru's resourcefulness.
It did.
And she came up with this brilliant solution. Party hampers and vouchers for the gate crashers, along with information about Project Playing Games.
Turning a potential problem into an opportunity.
Exactly. She really highlighted how important it is to be adaptable, having that can-do attitude. Even when facing these unexpected challenges, obstacles, sometimes they can become opportunities.
Yeah, it's all about perspective.
It is. And there's this overarching theme. It runs through the story. Conscious choice. We see characters like Naledi and Olga making decisions, shaping their own lives. It reminds us we have the power to choose what we focus on, what brings us joy, what we want to create.
It's a powerful message, and I can't wait to see how these themes of choice, happiness, trust, how they unfold as we delve deeper.
Me too. So what's next on the agenda for our deep dive?
Let's shift gears a bit. Let's look at how creative expression, it becomes this driving force in the characters' transformations, Naledi's photography, Infinello's music, even Granny's unique way of combining fitness and entertainment. It all points to the power of creative outlets, shaping our identities and connecting us to something bigger than ourselves.
That sounds fascinating. I'm ready to explore how creativity becomes this thread woven through the lives of these characters and ultimately contributes to their growth and the transformation of their community.
Then let's dive in. It's really interesting the way the story shows how powerful creative expression can be. We see Naledi finding purpose in photography. Infinello's love for music coming back to life through the project.
Right. It's like creativity becomes this outlet to process emotions, to connect both with yourself and, the world around you. Even Granny, with her workout lotto and that concert with Fauna, she's tapping into her own creative energy in a way that, defies expectations.
You're spot on. And it's not just, traditional art either. Think of Buster, his landscaping. Designing those gardens, that's creative expression too, bringing beauty to this old factory. It's a beautiful parallel to the changes happening within the characters too.
Oh, that's a good point.
Mm.
And it makes me think of Naledi's diary entries, talking about trusting the journey, choosing to focus on positive things, almost like a mantra for her, a way out of depression, a way to embrace hope.
It's interesting how this theme of choice, it connects to Olga's struggle about starting a family. She's drawn to the kids in the project, their energy, but hesitant to give up her independence, her career.
Yeah, it's relatable, isn't it? That balance between your own aspirations and, societal expectations and just wanting to connect. And it gets even more complex when she interacts with Toomey. Toomey's just got this, carefree, optimistic outlook.
Yeah, and it reflects those different paths we can choose, right? And how those paths can intersect, influence each other in ways we don't expect.
It's like Toomey's enthusiasm is this mirror, reflecting Olga's own desires, fears, making her really think about what she wants. And there's that scene where Olga's sister, Thembi, brings up this past trauma, adds another layer to Olga's story.
Yeah, the story gets more introspective there, revealing Olga had this near-death experience as a teenager, left her disillusioned.
Wow.
It's like she saw something, experienced something that made everyday life feel, I don't know, meaningless.
Makes you wonder how much our past, even things we try to bury, shape our choices now, our perceptions.
And that's where connection and understanding are so important. It's interesting how Naledi, who's been through her own stuff with the depression, she seems drawn to Olga.
Yeah, there's this unspoken connection between them, a shared experience, something words can't really express.
It's subtle but powerful, highlighting how empathy can create these meaningful bonds, even between people from totally different worlds. And it reinforces the idea that this project, it becomes like a mini society, individuals coming together, sharing their stories, finding common ground despite their differences.
And the sense of community, it goes beyond just the core group. Remember how the kids start their own YouTube channels, the elders sharing wisdom, even wealthy community members step up to offer support.
It's amazing how this positive energy spreads, touches lives in ways no one could have predicted. And it all started with Tiru's vision, her willingness to invest in this, forgotten place, make it mean something.
Her actions are a reminder we can all be agents of change. Even small acts of courage, kindness, they create these ripples that go way beyond ourselves.
Speaking of ripples, let's go back to Olga interviewing Toomey for her YouTube channel. Such a heartwarming, insightful conversation.
I loved that scene. The way Toomey explains Project Playing Games, from her perspective, her dreams for the future, just pure innocence and hope. And I thought it was clever how they incorporated making chocolate chip cookies into the interview, added this layer of authenticity, connection.
Great observation. Baking cookies, it becomes this metaphor for creativity itself, right? Taking simple ingredients, transforming them into something delicious. And it speaks to the power of storytelling. Throughout the story, characters share their experiences, their views, through diary entries, conversations, even the games themselves.
It's like storytelling is this thread connecting them, helping them understand their own journeys, their place in the community.
Exactly. And it reminds us that we're all storytellers, shaping our experiences into narratives, to make sense of the world, to connect with each other.
I love how this conversation is unfolding, like we're putting a puzzle together.
Yeah.
What other insights can you offer about the way these characters' lives, intersect and influence one another?
Well, there's this charming aspect I'd like to focus on, the connection between Granny and Fauna. It's blossoming.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a spark there. I loved how their passion for music brought them together, bridging that age gap, challenging expectations.
What's interesting is how their relationship, it defies stereotypes. Despite the age difference, they connect through creativity, their shared enthusiasm for life. It's a beautiful reminder that connection can go beyond age, background, all of that.
Absolutely. Remember that scene where Granny convinces Fauna to play music at the Great Space? It's small, but it says so much about her, recognizing his talent, encouraging him.
And Fauna, who's usually reserved, skeptical, he starts to open up, embrace his music, all thanks to Granny. It's the power of mentorship, that exchange between generations.
Yeah, and those workout lotto sessions.
Yeah.
Hilarious. It's like Granny found this way to combine fitness and fun, bringing something totally new to community involvement.
And Fauna's music for the routines, it added this unique, engaging element.
It was this fusion of music and movement, pushing boundaries, challenging ideas about, staying active and engaged later in life.
Pushing boundaries, that's in Buster's story too. Remember how hesitant he was to share his idea for the butterfly garden?
Yeah. But then Thibaut, his friend from the Lion Park, he's immediately on board, like true friends, inspiring us to go for it, even when we doubt ourselves.
Exactly. It's about having that support system, encouraging us to take risks, step out of our comfort zones. And the butterfly garden, it becomes this symbol of growth, transformation for Buster and for the community.
It was inspiring to see his passion turn into something real, bringing beauty to a place that had been neglected for so long. And then that unexpected turn when Zuma, one of the wealthy community members, sees his gardening skills and encourages him to start a business.
Opportunities can come from anywhere. And sometimes our passions lead us down paths we never even thought of.
I love how the story connects these seemingly separate threads, showing how one person's actions can have this ripple effect.
It's a testament to community, shared passions, collaboration, creating something extraordinary.
Okay, I'm hooked. What happens next in this web of transformation?
Let's focus on a scene that captures the project's impact on the wider community. Remember the dog whisperer event?
Oh yeah, not every day you see a greyhound giving advice to dog owners. It was so heartwarming.
It's lighthearted, but it touches on deeper things. Communication, understanding, connection.
Right, the greyhound's message about listening to our pets, they communicate in their own way. It really resonated with me.
It reminds us we can learn from animals, especially about trust, understanding. It's about paying attention, being present, truly listening to everyone, human or animal.
So true. Wisdom from unexpected places.
And speaking of unexpected wisdom, let's look at a scene that explores a darker side. The complexities of forgiveness. Bongani, the man with the bucket hat, his clash with Mukulu at the workshop.
Oh, that was tense. Bongani's aggression towards Mukulu, you could feel the conflict. Where was that anger coming from?
The story uses that scene to explore pride, respect, acknowledging past mistakes. It's not just about conflict, but the potential for healing, for making things right.
And Tiru stepping in, her calm approach really helped, creating a space for dialogue.
Yeah, it's how a good mediator works, helping people find common ground, even when emotions are high.
And Bongani apologizing to Mikulu, admitting he was disrespectful, that was huge.
It takes courage to admit you're wrong, humility to ask for forgiveness.
The way it ended, with Mikulu accepting the apology, shaking his hand, felt like a fresh start, highlighting the power of forgiveness. Reconciliation is possible, even after hurt.
It's a reminder that even strained relationships can be mended. With sincerity, empathy, letting go of the past, recognizing our shared humanity, the potential for growth, for healing.
I appreciate how the story doesn't shy away from these complex dynamics. Makes it feel real. It acknowledges that even in a story about growth, happiness, there will be challenges, conflicts.
And it's how they respond to those challenges, with grace, understanding, forgiveness, that shapes their journeys, defines who they become.
I'm ready for the climax of this story. What happens is Project Playing Games reaches its finale.
Okay, picture this. A night under the stars at Gold Reef City. The culmination of weeks of excitement, the culmination of each character's personal journey.
I can only imagine the energy. The amusement park, the lights, the rides. It's the perfect setting to celebrate everything that's happened.
It's not just about the project, but celebrating the community, the connections, the individual transformations.
But even in this celebration, there are those twists, right? The gate crashers.
Ah, yes. All those people who weren't invited. It could have been chaos. It really tested Tiru.
She was put on the spot. How did she handle it?
Brilliantly. She created party hampers and vouchers for them with information about Project Playing Games and its initiatives.
So smart, turning a problem into a chance to spread the word about the project's impact.
Exactly. It shows her entrepreneurial spirit, thinking outside the box under pressure.
Reminds us that even the best plans can go wrong. It's how we adapt, find creative solutions that really matters.
And this theme of embracing the unexpected, it's in the final game too, the scavenger hunt.
It's like a metaphor for the journey itself, right? Full of twists and turns leading to unexpected discoveries.
And that final clue leading to Gold Reef City, it adds to the excitement. Remember Tumi's reaction when she figures it out?
Oh, I can practically see her jumping up and down, so excited.
It's fascinating. The scavenger hunt, it's a game, but it also symbolizes their individual journeys of self-discovery.
Each clue, it's like a step forward, a moment of insight guiding them towards a deeper understanding of themselves, their place in the world.
And the final destination, the amusement park. It symbolizes that joy, freedom, wonder they've rediscovered through the project. A place to let go, embrace the joy of being alive.
The story weaves together these layers of symbolism so well. It reminds us that even in everyday life, there's room for adventure, surprise, a little bit of magic.
Exactly. Life is full of unexpected detours, hidden treasures. It's about having the courage to embrace the unknown, to see the beauty in the unexpected.
Okay, I'm ready for the finale, the emotional peak of this journey. What happens when they reach the end of their amazing race?
Imagine this, the group arriving at Gold Reef City, exhilarated from the scavenger hunt, full of anticipation. The park, with its lights, the rides, it's a metaphor for the possibilities ahead.
A tangible representation of the joy and freedom they've found.
Exactly. And the final activity, the mine train roller coaster, it takes on this symbolic meaning.
I love roller coasters. But there's more to it than just the thrill, right?
Of course. The roller coaster, with its twists, turns, moments of fear, exhilaration, it becomes a metaphor for life itself.
Life is a journey with its ups and downs. And how we navigate those, it shows our strength.
And the way they experience the roller coaster with fear, excitement, surrender, it reflects their own journeys, their growth.
Remember Granny's reaction after the ride. Tears, overcome with emotion. Such a powerful moment.
Cathartic, wasn't it? She lets go of her inhibitions, embraces her emotions, feels the intensity of life.
And Fauna, usually so hesitant, wants more adrenaline. It symbolizes his willingness to step out his comfort zone, embrace challenges.
It's like the roller coaster awakened a sense of adventure in him, a desire to push his limits, experience life to the fullest.
And Buster, whose life has been full of unexpected turns, he finds a sense of familiarity on the roller coaster. Like he's finally come to terms with life's unpredictable nature.
It shows how our past, even the chaotic parts, shape us, help us navigate the future with more grace and resilience.
And Olga, who's been struggling with her own conflicts, she finds liberation, joy, letting go of her fears, embracing the unknown.
It's a powerful reminder. Sometimes the most transformative experiences come from surrendering to the moment, allowing yourself to feel everything.
As the sun sets on Gold Reef City, the characters gather, their hearts full of gratitude for the journey, a beautiful image of closure, the power of connection.
It's a testament to shared experiences, how community provides belonging, support, inspiration. And as you continue listening, consider this. What small act of courage or kindness could you take today? Something that might create a ripple effect in your life, your community.
Something to think about. I'm ready for the final chapter of this story. What happens as the characters move on from Project Playing Games? It's incredible the impact Project Playing Games has. It goes way beyond that final event at Gold Reef City.
It does. It's like they planted the seed, and now we see all these amazing things growing from it.
It really does feel that way.
It shows how much influence the project had.
Yeah.
Think about Naledi, deciding to have that pajama party game night,
Yeah.
bringing everyone together.
Oh, yeah. Such a nice gesture, showing those bonds they formed. That desire to keep those connections going.
Exactly, even as the official project ends.
It reminds me of those friendships that become more than just, hanging out. They turn into support systems that help us through life's changes.
Yeah, for sure.
And speaking of changes, we see Naledi thinking about her journey, talking about traveling the world, connecting with different cultures, embracing that self-love she's found.
It goes back to that ripple effect, how Project Playing Games, it wasn't just about changing a place or a community, it was about sparking dreams, aspirations.
And those dreams, they become real.
Yeah.
Naledi gets a sponsorship to travel, document her experiences through photography, storytelling. That's living the dream.
It is. It shows what happens when we take action, follow our passions. And it highlights how important it is to be seen, Naledi's YouTube channel helped her get noticed by brands, sponsors.
Right. It's like putting yourself out there creatively can open these unexpected doors. And it's not just her. Buster's story, too.
Oh, yeah.
His passion for gardening from the factory, it blossoms into this successful business. It's inspiring how he takes something that brings him joy and turns it into a career.
It reminds us sometimes the paths we least expect, they lead to the most fulfillment. Embrace your talents, your interests, even if they don't fit the usual mold.
And Granny, she's just got this contagious energy, this zest for life, still inspiring everyone around her. Working with Fauna on those workout lotto sessions leading up to their concert. It shows that age doesn't limit creativity, passion, or making a difference.
You're right. Granny's story is powerful. We can contribute at any age. And their partnership, it's a great example of what can happen when different generations connect, learning from each other, sharing experiences.
It's like everyone's finding their strength, owning their passions, sharing their gifts with the world. This collective energy, this feeling that anything is possible when people support each other.
It's beautiful, a testament to community, to collaboration.
And speaking of transformations, let's not forget Olga.
There.
Remember, she was struggling with the idea of starting a family. Well, guess what?
What
I was on the edge of my seat.
She decides to go for it. Embrace motherhood.
Wow.
Spending time with the kids and the project, especially Toomey, it helped her face her fears. Imagine a future with a family. Like seeing the world through their eyes reawakened something in her.
That's amazing.
It is.
And thanks to Naledi, she even reconnects with her sister, mending those old wounds. Like the project had this ripple effect of healing, not just in the community, but in families too.
Personal growth can lead to healing in other parts of our lives.
It really shows how connected everything is.
It does.
Olga's story is so inspiring. It's never too late to change your mind. Embrace new possibilities. Create the life you want. It reflects those themes of growth, transformation, embracing the unexpected. It's what we've been talking about this whole time.
Exactly. Her journey is a reflection of the bigger story. Change is possible, even when we feel lost. And the story ends on this note of hope. Naledi, in her last diary entry, she talks about the magic of the past year, her excitement for the future. It's about believing in yourself, following your passions, embracing life's adventure.
What a perfect ending. It leaves you feeling so hopeful, so inspired. Each of those characters, in their own way, found their purpose, embraced a future full of possibilities.
Absolutely.
It's amazing how even fictional stories can teach us so much about life, love, community, the power of connecting with others.
It's been great exploring this story with you. I hope our listeners found it insightful, thought-provoking, just like we did.
I agree. It's a good reminder that those fictional stories, they can hold some profound truths about life, you know?
They can.
As we wrap up this deep dive, think about this. What little spark of inspiration are you ignoring? What if, by nurturing it, you could start a transformation, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you?
That's a great question to ponder. Thanks for joining us on this journey to Soweto, exploring the power of community, creativity, the pursuit of happiness. Until next time, keep diving.
Keep diving.